What is going on, everyone? Welcome back. It's been a while since we made a video for the channel. I think it's been about a month since I posted the last video, and that actually was filmed probably a couple weeks before it was posted anyways. And there's been a few things that have been going on here that have caused delays and basically problems, which is why I haven't been very active recently. One of them being that the truck is down yet again. I was trying to go over to a show here locally, and as soon as I left my neighborhood, basically it just kind of decided to die. And I have some clips of that. I took a little bit of video. Even before that, I was having some problems. So I'm gonna go ahead and start here with the garage. I need to do an oil change on my Tacoma and on the wife's car. So while I bring those cars inside of the garage so we can get that started, let me just roll a clip that I took right before when the truck was actually running. Right before I got interrupted by that airplane, like I was saying, I just fixed it. I don't know if the mic can pick up this sound. It's like a little, sounds kind of mechanical to me, honestly, like something is rubbing somewhere. But it sounds like it's coming from inside the engine, so I just don't know what it could be right now. All right, guys, so we got the Mazda 3 in here up in the air, and I'm basically ready to start doing the oil change in that. But that clip you just saw was basically about a week before the truck fully broke down. It was giving me some problems. I was able to time the engine. It was running and everything. I drove it around the block a couple times too, make sure, it got up to temperature and everything, just because I hadn't driven the truck in a while. So I just gave it kind of my usual run around, I guess you could say. And then fast forward to a week later, I was supposed to go to a Hot Wheels event here locally, and as soon as I got out of the neighborhood, the truck basically just shut down. It didn't want to start. I figured maybe my battery or something might have been a little dead or something like that, so I tried to jump start it with the jumper cables that I have, which you can check it out here on the top, and it just didn't. It didn't want to go. It was completely done. I took another little clip here as we were trying to push it back in here, which I'll play here in a second, and you guys can see we were struggling. We had to push it back. It didn't want to turn on. And then we'll move over to the truck after that to show you exactly how it looks over there. All right, guys, so we are stuck at the house. I was gonna go to the Hot Wheels event that they have here locally, but the truck decided to just die. And luckily it was only when we got out of the neighborhood. It looks like the pulley or the harmonic balancer or the timing belt, something snapped. You can kind of see there on the plastic covers, the timing belt was starting to kind of rub out of it. So I don't know what just happened. It doesn't turn over anymore. It doesn't do anything. So we got to push it into the garage now, which is going to be a bit of a pain. And we got to take the bumper off. So let me do that. This doesn't need to be off, but all right, so we got the oil dripping there, and while we do that, I'm gonna move over to the red truck and show you. Now, one thing I did want to talk about here real briefly before we move over there is I really like this grounding cables that Mazda did on the newer cards. I've been thinking about adding those to the Mazda B2000 just because they look a lot more robust and nicer. And I know if you are doing some audio upgrades, you want to have some good grounds. I would say recommend those probably if you can get it. I mean, look how nice they look. They are a little bit expensive though. That's the only thing, the other downside of it. But if we move over here, let me see. Here we are on the truck, and let's see if you guys can see that here. Let me see if I can focus down there. Can you guys see that little silver there? That is not supposed to be visible. You're not supposed to see that, I'm pretty sure. You're supposed to be kind of stuck all the way to the engine a little bit. And you also see where the timing belt here has started cutting into the cover. Look at this. This is burned plastic. You kind of see there's another one over here. So timing belt looks intact, honestly. It doesn't look cut. You can kind of see it started ripping into here as well. This might look like part of the design, but it's not. This line here is cutting. That's the timing belt cutting into it. So all of that came loose. I know previously it seemed like this part was kind of loose. When I first got the truck like 4 or 5 years ago, I tightened it up as best as I could. So I don't know if that backed out somehow or something happened there. No idea, honestly. It just didn't want to turn over anymore. So that's where we are right now with this engine. And part of me is really considering if I even want to put the time into it now. Cost-wise, it would make the most sense. Repair this, fix it. It might even be a simple fix, quite honestly. I don't know. I haven't taken anything apart. But part of me is kind of like, do we want to put the money and fix this and just have the same 80 horsepower as we've been having this whole time? Or do I want to get rid of it and get something newer, something better, something for the family potentially? Or double down, like I said earlier, and do a new swap. I've really been wanting a K24 swap. I am not a Honda boy by any means. I'm actually been probably a certified Honda hater since I've been in high school, but I will admit that their engines are super reliable. They make a lot of power for super cheap, or at least compared to other cars. And quite honestly, a K24 in this, even in the stock form, would make this truck feel so much nicer. I don't remember right now off the top of my head what the horsepower is on the K24. I think it's somewhere closer to 200, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more. Again, not a Honda boy by any means, but I have seen a guy and a few other people that have put K24s in this. It fits. I don't think it would be a big hassle to make it fit in here, honestly, but electronic-wise might be a problem, ECU-wise and whatnot. So if you guys have any tips or any one I should look into as to learn a little bit more about K24s, definitely let me know down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. What do you guys think? Should I do a swap? Should I keep it like this? Should I rebuild this one? Again, everything's kind of up in the air right now. Cost-wise, I know a swap would be way more than I would like to spend probably, but it would be a pretty sweet truck if we did. And I have kind of started investigating on some aspects as far as the transmission and back. I'm pretty sure I could get away with keeping almost everything factory from the trans back just to get it running. Potentially with a Miata bell housing swap and then a Miata adapter to a K24. But again, I'm still on that kind of preliminary stages of researching. And if I'm being quite honest, if I were to sell this, I would want way too much money compared to what it's worth. Just because of the time I have invested into this truck, the amount of parts that I have in it and everything. I probably would show up in some forum talking about like, look at this crazy guy asking crazy money for this car that doesn't even run. Or even if it ran, probably just saying, I'm asking crazy money for a 87 Mazda B2000. That's probably worth not much. But let me know what you guys think. What should I do? What are your suggestions? Right now it's basically just a fancy paperweight. It's just sitting here. And if you're wondering why is it on this side and I don't have the trailer over here, that's because I moved the trailer out of the way. This car is the one parking in here right now. So I am gonna have to do something to the trailer, whether it is move it to my dad's house or I don't know, figure out where to put it, at least for right now. The reason why I don't want to move to my dad's house is just because it's far. And even though I've been wanting to do stuff on that trailer, I haven't done it. So maybe it makes sense to put it over there. But anyways, enough rambling from me. If you watched the whole video, if you got to this part, thank you so much. I know it's been a minute. I'm trying to be a little bit more proactive, but I know I am not gonna be because, again, my family is growing, so my priorities have shifted a little bit, and I will be spending some time with the family more than I do with the cars. So if you do want to support a swap on this truck, which again, I'm kind of leaning that way just because fuck it, might as well double down on it, right? But I will need to put some money into this thing. So please go ahead, check out flakegarage.com, buy a sticker, buy maybe some parts for your Mazda, help me kind of build a bit of a fund for this, honestly, and get something in return. I don't want you guys to just send money for no reason. I want you guys to get a little bit something back, but support the channel that way. Watch the videos, thumbs up, leave a comment, just so I can build some revenue so I can start putting some parts into this. I will try to do it potentially as cheap as possible if I will the swap route, just to get it running. Like I said, nothing fancy, not built turbo or anything like that. But if I do go that route, I think it'll be cool to document that, as I haven't seen a lot of stuff, at least when it comes to this and the K24 swap, just outside of a couple guys just showing it off, all said and done on their reels and TikToks and stuff like that. So let me know that in the comments. If you do have a K24 swap, comment down, let me know, dude. I want to connect with you just to learn a little bit more and see if that is a viable option for me. Outside of that, that's all I have for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully we'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.